Good evening, race fans. Good evening. Wait, excuse me, that's not my script. Here we go. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever the heck it is where you are. Welcome to GenX Racing, another Sunday, and that can mean only one thing. It's Same Car Sunday. This week we are back in the mighty Lexus LFA. LFA, which features a bespoke 4.8 liter V10 that is 293 cubic inches for the metrically impaired. The LFA is the brainchild of a Mr. Haruhiko Tanahashi, who is one of the most brilliant engineers in the history of the Japanese auto industry. Let's see, have we started yet? No, we haven't. So we are late today because we have had a problem getting in with all the servers. So we're going to go straight into the race. Hopefully this thing is ready to rock and roll. And the sim racing gods are going to let us pull this thing off. It looks like we might be okay. Oh my God, oh my God. We thought this was never going to happen. We have Marky B finished on the pole. What about that? Our great announcer, Marky B, makes it to pole position. Fantastic. Good job, Mark. Who else is on the line? Glava. Glava in the Mars bar. And we are off. They're roaring down the track. Lots and lots of wheels screeching. Somebody just got bumped. Who was that? Oh my God. Looks like Ginger Ninja. Mark is in a massive spin. It goes from first to last instantly. That puts Splatter in the front. And Travis, the airport hobo, is right on his tail. We're going to have to go back and take a look at that. But it's going to be in the weekly review because I don't have my keyboard with me. So, great racing up front. Travis is getting wild on those racing soft tires. I hesitate to go to the different view here because it's such a good race with Travis and Splatter neck and neck going too wide into the next left-hander. Both of them get through cleanly, but Travis looks like he gets through a little bit better, gets the outside line, tries to do the old in-out. That didn't sound right. And jumps into first position and pulls away. Now Glava is feeling his oats. Oh man, and he tags Travis. Oh, he's gonna feel bad about that. Yeah, he has backed off. Good work. That hasn't slowed Travis down too much. He made a great recovery, and he is back on Splatter's tail. Fantastic work from Travis. I thought he was a goner. So he's just biding his time now. Travis has a half-second penalty, so this will definitely mean a change of positions in short order. Just about to come up to the penalty line. Oh man, he gets just a teeny bit off. We have a good lobby, it looks like, today. It was a little bit glitchy last week. And there he goes. Now he's served his time. All right, let's get the heads-up display going here. Good job. All right, now you can see the tires and the fuel. Last week's Same Car Sunday was frankly nuts. I hope you'll watch our weekly roundup. If you weren't watching last week, Kaneda, who unfortunately wasn't able to make it into the race today because, if I'm not mistaken, he has a dog to groom. It might have been him or Arnis. One of them's got a dog that has to be taken to the groomer today, so they couldn't make it. Anyway, Kaneda was handily leading the race, and all of a sudden, he disappeared. He started just going backwards. Couldn't figure out what happened. Well, he ran out of fuel. He didn't realize that there was fuel consumption in the race, and just, I guess he pushed it a little too hard. So last week we were in the Porsche GT3. This week we are back in the mighty LFA. Without a doubt, and hands down, Justin's favorite car of all time. Jumping back to the rear. Looks like Glava is stuck way in the back. 13 seconds to his nearest competitor, which is Ginger Ninja, who's going to have to decelerate. does so. Markey, who was on pole position, had a wicked spin. And I would love to have saved that. I haven't seen a spin like that in quite an age. So he's back up to fourth. And Jester, who is Mick D, not Dundee, is holding up the final podium position. We have Travis and Splatter. Travis just took off. It was 3.5 second lead. It seems the moment insurmountable, but we've seen this before. Not quite as full lobby today because, like I said, we had some issues with the servers, or I should say, Polyphony and or Sony had some issues with their servers, so people were not able to get in, hence the extraordinarily late start. We are about an hour late kicking this off, so apologies to anybody who was champing at the bit. Around 2 p.m. my time, around 8 p.m. UK for this race. I'm sure both of you are highly disappointed. We do have tire wear. It's very minimal tire wear. We also have fuel consumption. Again, very minimal fuel consumption. It is possible, although I don't have solid proof, that last week's fuel consumption setting might have been just a hair off and led to that insane finish that we witnessed. I've personally never seen anything like that in any one of these races. And I got a bit carried away and nearly broke my microphone, possibly even myself. But that race is finished. My friend and I are sitting here enjoying the race, Mr. Earl Grey and me. The Splatter in second place, doing quite well. Travis just is in a different car or a different world, but man, he is all by his lonesome. Glob is still back, picked up a couple seconds on Ginger Ninja. And Markey now looking to get that last podium position, has another off in that thing. Boy, he's fast in that LFA. Man, it's tough for him to hang on. Now he drops back to fifth as Ginger passes him by. So Markey looking to get up Ginger's tailpipes. But wickedly beautiful triple triangle tailpipe of the LFA. That car is a crowning achievement of the Japanese automotive industry, to say the least. And we use a term like crowning achievement and then say to say the least. It's saying something about that car. It is a beautiful thing. It is quite an object of art. So Splatter got a pretty good chunk of space between himself and Jester, and even more space between himself and Travis, who is disappearing off into the ether. So the real race appears to be going on behind Jester, between Mark and Ginger Ninja, and Glava, who has picked up 3 seconds on Markey, or at least on P5, whoever was back there when I first went back and looked at him. So Glava's gaining a little bit of time. The moment, though, here is your race side by side. Markey just nicks past Ginger Ninja. Tries to keep it not wild as Ninja takes the wide line to the incredibly fast right-hander. That, I would say, is a beloved right-hander for many of us, because there aren't too many corners like that you can take full throttle at least in most cars. Boy, Glavis picked up a nasty penalty. That is one thing about the Glen. It is harsh on the penalties. As Travis is so faithfully proven. So thanks for that. I am going to change the nicknames here, if you'll indulge me. Sorry. All right, we're going to go back to online IDs. Sorry, we did the nicknames. We're going back to online IDs. Because we keep using these things interchangeably, and I know it's probably difficult for those of you who aren't super familiar with the group, the GenX racing community, I should say. And for anybody who isn't familiar with Gran Turismo and how it operates, you have two options on the display. You can do online ID or you can do a nickname. And in our case, since we know each other, we often use real names. So if you hear me calling out Simon, that's going to be this fella right here. If you hear me calling out Glava, obviously there's Glava. Not his real name. His real name is Robert. Hi, Robert. And there's Scruffy Toff, my partner in crime. His name is Mark, or Marky B. Mick D, as Mark likes to say, Mick D, not Dundee. Also goes by the moniker of Jester. Splatter, Rob Ladder is always Splatter. So, thanks for not changing it too much, bud. And back up front we have Travis, the airport hobo from the great state of Nebraska in the American Plains. A lot of corn in Nebraska. A lot of corn-fed boys. Some of the biggest, strongest people I've ever seen in my life come out of Nebraska. Great state for football, and when I say football, I don't mean football, I mean American football. Although they do use their feet occasionally. The Nebraska Cornhuskers, one of the all-time great college football teams. So, have we got a battle going yet? There is a lot of space between cars as Rob picks up a penalty. And I believe this is going to be a theme. We're going to see a lot of these. So that should give Mick an opening. And he is already salivating from the look of it. Mick is knocking down 111 after 111, other than that lap 6 occurrence. And here he is, right on his fender. Takes the outside line. I don't think that's going to draw him a penalty. I think you have to get a little bit further in. Mark's picked one up, though, somewhere. So, yeah, oh boy, all of this fighting up front here with Rob has given two fellas an opportunity to get in there and grab a podium spot. Mick D's got the slipstream. Oh, he's flashing. He's trying to get in his head. And that is not a controller flash. That is an intentional flash. He's gone like, peekaboo, peekaboo. I'm here. I'm here. You see me? See me in your mirror? See me, Rob? I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. And going hard on the throttle. And Scruffy Top is going to have to spend a half second in the penalty box. And there's Mick all by himself with nothing to worry about. Solidly into P3, and now Splatter picks up a half second again. So Mick D must just be rubbing his hands together and bouncing in his chair. And man, thanks for the gifts. You shouldn't have. So Rob comes to the penalty line, just full of kindnesses today. I'm sure Mick will be thanking you after the race, saying, "Oh, you shouldn't have." And he stays in his lane, gives Mick the shot around. But he's still racing. Oh boy, got off in the grass. That's not going to help. And that definitely scrubbed off some time. What is going on at the back? Let's see if my keyboard works. It works. Hello, Glava. Now just 5 seconds back of Ginger Ninja, who just picks up a full second. Oh my God. Watkins Glen. It's a fun course. It's a fast course, but it's a nasty course for penalties. It hands out no favors. Unless you're Rob. He's handing out favors all day to Mick. There's the scruffy toff. Trying to make his way back up to where he belongs. If his qualifying was any indicator, that's where he belongs. All right, back to the battle at hand. Looks like Mick is now pulling away. Airport Hobo's just, man, he's in another state. He's all the way up to Canada by now. 12.5 second lead. And it may look like it's kind of boring for him, but it's anything but. There's nothing like having a big, solid lead and getting to spend an entire race with a smile on your face. And just as clean as can be. Doesn't seem to be getting a foot wrong. Well, Scruffy is finding his way up. And Rob's 3 pipes. And being ever so careful through the bus stop. And nobody's cut a corner. So we're through cleanly, so it's going to be up to these guys to make or break. As Simon picks up another penalty. Like I said, it was going to be a theme. There's Scruffy picking up the slipstream. Let's see if he tries to give him the fade here. Okay, so he's taking an outside line, and more to give Rob something to think about than anything else. Rob's a bit wide. Is he wide enough for a penalty? Nope. He has escaped with his dignity. So now the slip is really coming to bear. And splatter again. Another half second? Or is it a full second this time? Oh my word, it's a 1 second penalty. He's not getting out of that one. So he will either have to pour on the juice or he is going to relinquish that position in a hurry. He's sitting there at his wheel saying, "Make a mistake. Come on, Mark, make a mistake. Make a mistake." Mark says, "I don't want to make a mistake. I've made enough already." Ooh, did he pick one up? He was wide as could be. Mark was so wide. He must have hung on to the He must have hung on to the colored part of the curb because he's safe. And still right under his wing. Mark is not letting up. Yeah, he's going to be serving pretty soon here. As he comes out of the bus stop and slow way down in the fast right-hander, or just out of the fast right-hander. Goes a little wide, looks like he's safe. And there's Mark's opportunity, but boy, he got himself pretty far behind. I wasn't real sure he was going to make it just then, but he does. So he's handily through. Rob, though, because of his late start. Oh man, they gave Splatter all the time he needed to take that position back. Holy cow. That's got to be frustrating. All right, let's see what Mick D. Not Dundee is doing here. And I should stop calling him that. I think, we don't want to wear that out. It is so great to have someone from the land of Oz in this group. We don't get too many. Could be a time zone thing. But man, it's always great to have him in the chat. A very engaging fellow. Really knows his racing. Airport Hobo with a near 14-second gap. And he's put down a couple 110s and has the fastest lap of the race. 110.3 on lap 9. We are on the final lap. Airport Hobo is going to cross the line into an easy victory. And Mick D's just got to make his way around the final corner and not to have a boo-boo. And he is easily into P2. Scruffy Toff manages to get around Splatters somehow, somewhere, and takes the final podium spot. And that, folks, is your first race. Let's see if we can find out where he did that. Well, we can't because we're done. So replays won't work when the race is over. So there you have it. There's race 1 in the bag. Oh, let's take a look and see what our podium spots are as we get ready for race number 2. So Airport Hobo, aka Travis, picks up the win convincingly. Mick D picks up P2, Scruffy Toff in P3. Splatter, Simon, and Glava round out the final 3. And our best laps. Oh my goodness, look at Airport Hobo and Scruffy Toff. Are just milliseconds apart for fastest lap. And Glava put down a real scorcher with a 110.6. So congratulations to our podium finishers. We are preparing the room. It will be a reverse grid as usual. So we will have Glava on pole this time around. Glava had a cracking race. Oh no! Oh, failed again. All right, folks. Well, I don't know if we had a server problem or if there was just a glitch on our host's end, but we are going to have to wait for a little bit for this race to start. So while we're waiting, let's talk about the LFA. This is one of the more interesting cars in automotive history, which is saying something. So as I said earlier, this is the brainchild of a fellow by the name of Haruhiko Tanahashi. And Haruhiko Tanahashi is one of the most brilliant engineers in the history of the Japanese automotive industry. As I look to get our lobby back up. There he is. Thanks, Rob. Coming back in for you. That car was the brainchild of that gentleman. It began around the year 2001 and took about 10 years to go from the drawing board to the showroom. And I say showroom, although it never really went to a showroom. It actually went to a waiting list. They made 20 of these cars per month. If you wanted the car, you had to get on a list, and as the cars were produced, you would get them, presumably. And by you would get them, they wouldn't actually give them to you. They would sell them to you for the price of 375,000 US dollars. That is 300,000 quid for most of you in this lobby. So a pretty fair price. And by fair, I mean a lot of money. It was hellaciously expensive. And by the time this thing came to market, it was ready to be sold. The Nissan GTR had been on the market for 3 years and was just tearing up the world. So sales weren't exactly brisk, but really it was more of an exercise than anything else for Lexus, just to prove what could be done. And by golly, they reached the pinnacle of automotive excellence with this car. It is an absolutely gorgeous car, and if you want to get your hands on one, you better be prepared to sell your house, probably your mother's. As Simon snatches it away from Glava on the start, right off the line, and Splatter goes on past us, thank you very much. And now Mick and Airport Hobo and everybody else, Glava had just a wretched start. What a shame. And he has been so fast. So I don't know what's gone wrong, but now we have a hell of a battle at the front. Oh, let's see if they can keep it on. Oh my gosh, keep it on the track, keep it on the track. Mick is off of the grass just a little bit. He's managed to save it. Oh, this is killer. Now Simon's running away because there's so much head-to-head fighting going on in the back, and they went 3 wide through the big right-hander. Good lordy. Wow. Nobody's wanting to give up their spot. Everyone's fully committed, foot to the floor. All right, now Splatter's starting to make his way out of that pack, and thankfully so, because that is a painful place to be at the moment. And Marky, and he's off! Oh, boy! Oh, Marky, meet Barry. Whoa! That was a nasty poke into the steel. Oh, and Mick has picked up a half-seconder, and Splatter has picked up a half-second. Airport Hobo is happy. Oh, and he's picked up a 1.5 seconds, another second. Well, he's not going to be in P2 for much longer, from the looks of it. I don't know what naughty thing you did, Rob. So he politely gets out of the fast lane and lets traffic go on by. And Mick D takes that final spot around Splatter. Let's see what Mark's up to. I'm sorry I don't have any of the numbers up at the moment. So now it appears to be a race between Simon and Travis. And if you'll indulge me, I'm going to put up some graphics here for you. There we go. Simon with about 1.5 seconds to the good of Airport Hobo and climbing. Ever increasing. And Lava now is back up into 3rd place after that wretched start. So he has managed to sort his way through and pick up a tentative podium position. Somebody's screaming off, what happened? Is everybody okay? Yeah, that's just the sound they make. And, oh man, Rob with another penalty. Goodness. Can't be too happy about that. This is a fast track, but it's an unforgiving track. And Scruffy Talk with a full second penalty. Speaking of Scruffy, let's see if I can go back and find out what happened to him back there that caused that mess. Okay, so, yeah, it looks like he tagged Who was that? Looks like he might have tagged Mick. And that set him off into the ether. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Hopefully he'll find his way back somewhere near the front. Simon's still with the lead, but not very much. Airport Hobo has something to say about it. Just a half-second gap separates the top two. And Hobo's quick through the corners. He's thrown away the bindle, put on his racing shoes. Looking for a way around, and hopefully he didn't pick up a penalty with that move. Nope, he is safely through. Trying to get into Simon's headspace, and Simon goes way out and has to relinquish that position. Airport Hobo says thanks. Grabs it. Simon catches a little bit of wall and a penalty. And Mick D has a penalty. Lots and lots of penalties. I mentioned that was going to be a problem. We knew it would be. So it's creating a lot of opportunities for the drivers to reposition themselves. So Glava better hope he can get through cleanly, because this is his big chance to snatch P2. About 10 laps to go in race 2 of round 3. It is time for Simon to serve his time. Let's see if this helps Glava. Glava's picked up a bit of a gap back there. This may not help him at all. It's a short penalty. And he's got it so far in the straight. Yeah, he makes it stick. Fantastic. So a good move by Glava. He went out and went in real hard. And got that position nice and clean. Simon's glued to him. It's like Simon stepped on that Mars bar and now it's stuck to him. Into the bus stop chicane. Who's going to get in and out of this thing cleanly? Both of them from the look of it. Let's get on to the back and see how Scruffy Top's doing. Okay, he's gradually working his way back up to the back. Rob, who had a ton of penalties a couple of laps ago, slowly making his way back toward the back. There is not much separation between P2 and P4. And Rob's starting to stick his nose up under the tent. Back up front, I can just imagine Travis is chuckling as he looks in his mirror. Travis is sporting the plain bronze livery. He decided to forego the livery and just go with elegance. Ooh, man. Close. I don't think he picked up a penalty for that. You stay on the paint, you're okay. But that's the real problem, isn't it? Keeping that road car on the paint. As good as that car is, as good as it handles, and it handles well, by all accounts, it's still a road car, and it's not an easy car to keep on the track, even with the racing tires. bit more of a challenge to keep it on the track. Every other Same Car Sunday this season features the LFA one week and then the Porsche GT3 following week. So we'd be bouncing back and forth each week between cars. The Porsche produced an epic race. Oh, okay, Simon's going to get a nick for that. Let's see how bad it is. And it cost him P3 momentarily. And Mick makes the outside line work. And looks like Glava just had to serve a half-second penalty just then. What's that going to do? That gets Mick around Glava. So now things are closing up. And you can see Mick just slamming on the brakes as he came into that corner. Things tightening up in the mid-pack. Oh, Simon gets a little bit of barrier there. And Splatter picks up another second, so he's going to get around. I don't suppose it's going to last, but for the moment he's in P4. Oh, man. It's a good aerial shot. Looks like the drone's working today. Glad the drone's working. The Goodyear blimp doesn't seem to have shown up. I haven't seen a helicopter anywhere. How's Mark doing back here? Oh, yeah. Looks like he's had a little bit more trouble. He's putting down some 110s, but then he's got a 112. A full 2 seconds off of his good times. Airport Hobos once again driving for the border. Apparently he has an appointment or something. He's not wasting any time. Maybe his wife's called him in for dinner. Who has got a penalty? Is that? That is Simon with a 2.5. Oh man, it's evil. Evil track. Bad track. Naughty track. So Simon's slowing down. Let's see what Splatter can do after a 2.5 on the anchors. He goes by easily. Airport Hobo crosses the start-finish line. Start on lap 11 with an almost 6-second lead. Mick perched comfortably in P2. Lava still hanging on to P3. And we got Splatter and Simon having a nice battle. And Marky B's bringing up the rear. Boy, does that sound good. There aren't many cars in the world that sound exactly like that. It's really something otherworldly. Oh, looks like Splatter got a little bit loose. That's going to put a smile on Simon's face. Let's see if we can catch what happened there. Yeah, he just gets a little wide. Not too bad. Now Simon, speaking of getting wide. And Splatter has to tuck in behind him after serving his time in the penalty box. Oh man, does he get sideways and tags Simon and puts him into the tires. Man, look at that. He just powdered the tire wall. Oh man. Well, I know Rob's not going to feel too good about that. He doesn't like to ruin anybody's race. Don't think he has, though. Look at things. Seems like everybody's going to sort out where they're going to sort out. But that does increase the gap greatly between Rob and Simon. And that also might accrue to Mr. Scruffy Top's benefit here, and maybe he can find himself out of last place. Let's see if we can get another look at what happened there. Oh my Lord, wow. And he got on the brakes and didn't get off, did he? And scorched his tire for good measure. I say. Oh, rough go, Splatter. Alright, decent separation between everybody, although Glava is now going to be slipstreaming Mick. And Mick has been putting down some beautiful times. 1:10.8 for his best lap versus the fastest lap of 1:10.4. But Glava has been consistent. Mick has had a little bit of trouble keeping that pace as Glava touches the grass. Apparently somebody told him to get off his computer. And it looks like both of them got around that corner cleanly. So that cost him a second. Well, half a second. Forget about the please refuel. That's a glitch in the broadcasting portion of this this game. Just 4 minutes to go and an 8.5 second lead for Airport Hobo. Come back! Come back, Mick! I didn't mean it! Let's get a little gander at this interior. Let's try this one. Here we go. Yeah, unfortunately we don't get the long view in this one, or do we? Let me try this one. Nope, that doesn't work either. This is the best view we're going to get of the interior, but it is something to see. Just the speedo and tack alone are just glorious. And, you know, mind you, this is early 2000s technology. This is before the oh my gosh, what's happened to Mick? Mick's gotten very wobbly indeed. Mick's handed a Christmas present to Glava, perhaps. Boy. And Mick is right on the edge of lateral adhesion. Glava's tagged the wall just a bit. Take a quick look at that. As he comes around that last corner, he just boop, just scrapes it a little bit. So with a minute left, Airport Hobo with a near 9-second lead, followed by Mick D, who has now picked up a penalty, but is 2.5 almost ahead of Glava. Probably by tagging that wall, he's scrape off as much time as he has paint. And there is Simon with a penalty, and Splatter with an even bigger penalty. So, no matter how close he gets to Simon, he doesn't seem to be able to make any hay out of it. And Scruffy Toff still bringing up the rear, still having a little bit of trouble keeping that lap time consistent, but looking for an opening, any opening, with 44 seconds left to get out of last place. So 38 seconds, about halfway around the track. We shall see if there is enough time to run another one. If there is one more lap to go, it's going to be Airport Hobos, and probably only Airport Hobos. Lap to do. And time is up. This is it. Come around that final turn. And another one for the Hobo. Oh, I'm sorry. I stand corrected. I do not stand corrected. I was right. Haha. And there's McD. Hangs on for second. Glava picks up the final podium position. Ran a great race. Didn't have the best of luck, particularly at the start. But somehow he's able to make it work. So congratulations, Glava. Fantastic race. All three of you. And Simon slides in for fourth. And Splatter foregoes the yeehaw maneuver and tags Simon for good measure. And Scruffy decides to back up over the finish line. Well done, son. Very impressive indeed. Anyway, all right, that's it for Same Car Sunday. Let's go congratulate our victors and perhaps our not-so-victors here. Real quick, we're going to take a look at the Season 9 standings going in to this race. It looks like we have Splatter on top because he played his Joker last week. That, I believe, is going to change. We have, I think it is Airport Hobo or McD. One of them is playing his Joker today. And if it's McD, he's going to shoot into first position. Kobayashi Maru rounding out the top three. All right. Last week's results up there. You had Simon win the first race, followed by McD and Airport Hobo rounding up the top. Airport Hobo race 2 winner, followed by Scruffy and McD. That was a great race, so if you get a chance to take a look at our weekly roundup, that will be featured. That race was a Lulu, I'll tell you what. Let us go on back. And while I put up the Season 9 standings, I am going to see if I can't get an interview happening with these fellas. Pardon me for all of the throat clearing.
Yeah.
Greetings, fellas.
I was coasting around that one.
Evening.
Yo, Spiffy!
Hey, what's up?
Oh, please, no. We're not regressing to the bloody late 90s, for fuck's sake.
It's the 90s, baby. Hey, you know what? I think that's when they started developing this car, so it is appropriate.
Yeah.
It was, yes.
They were certainly pissed when they did it.
I believe you may be correct. As I put up a photo of one of the well-known drivers of this car, a young blonde-haired lady by the name of Paris Hilton. Meow. Gentlemen, what a race. Congratulations, Airport Hobo. What the actual hell, sir?
Yeah, I got lucky. I don't have any time in that car either.
I don't want to hear it. That was brilliant. I mean, you took off to Canada. I mean, were you late for an appointment? I want to know.
No, I just got lucky, got out in front, was able to kind of maintain speed and not push my tires too much. So,
Well, in race 2, you came up very quickly from the back. I think Glava must have had a little problem at the start, but man, you found your way through the pack in a great big hurry.
How did you start that quickly, actually? Because you went past me like I was standing still.
it was that first or second shift actually. I let my tires finish spinning in first, and then I shifted to second, and
Okay. So you had to let it spin for a bit.
yep.
Okay, cool.
Oh, you must have
Thank
heated
you.
those boogers up pretty good because, I mean, you had a 4/10 lead on the, well, 3/10 lead on the next fastest lap. Because, oh my,
Yeah.
wait a second. I stand corrected. You were 3 thousandths off the fastest lap, Mark.
Yeah.
Actually, Mark had some really good
Thousands.
times too.
Yeah. Oh, you're putting down
Yeah.
crazy times. If you could just stay out of the barrier, you would have had a great race, buddy.
Well, I think, to be honest, race 1, I had a bit of help on that particular front.
a touch.
Race 2, it was all me.
Yeah, race when I came around the corner and I'm like, oh, there's a car in my way.
There's a giant lime in the way. What's going on?
Yeah. And it's
Key lime
yeah,
pie spinning around making smoke.
No one has a bloody excuse for saying they can't fucking see me, right?
well, I saw you, all right?
No,
When
they
I
can't
hit
see
ya.
you because you blinded them, Mark.
You just don't close your eyes, okay?
Yeah.
Everybody behind you is screaming, I can't see. All right. Well,
blinded
Mick,
by the
congratulations to Travis. I want to get on with
Yeah,
Mick. Mick,
brilliant.
you had a great race at the end. You had quite a fight going there with Glava for a while.
Yeah, I thought he was going to catch me at the end there, and I was watching him in my mirror, and I'm like, oh, he just got a penalty. Awesome. That'll give me a bit of a break. And then I got a penalty, and I'm like, oh, shit.
I was saying you saw him right on your tail, and then, all at once there was nothing there in your mirror, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, very good, very good.
Indeed. Just rubbing your hands together in delight. But Glava had a
that was
terrific.
sweating.
Oh yeah, huge! I was sweating too, as a matter of fact. So I'm not gonna lie. It was some good close racing there for a while. Just when you have a lot of separation between the cars, you guys somehow found a way to come back, and I blame Watkins Glen, frankly, because it's an evil track.
It is an evil track. Definitely an evil track.
So do we have Simon?
I
I'm
put a
sorry.
special sticker on the back for you too, by the way.
Yeah.
Did you see it on the back window of my car?
Obviously not. His
Well, I'm
attention
gonna-
to detail is legendary.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, man, my glasses barely work anymore. I really need a new prescription.
I'll let you know what it is. It says not Dundee.
Oh yes.
Oh, epic!
I was just mentioning in the stream that I felt like I'd belabored that a bit, and then I was probably going to stop saying that. But
That's his name now. He
Yeah.
might as well change his PSN name
Yeah,
and everything
I
to
think
Mick
I'm
D. Not
going to.
Dundee.
it has been reborn. It has been reborn, my friend.
So yeah, I put that especially on for you, and you didn't even notice. How
Oh, I
rude.
feel so bad. I feel that I've wronged you, Mick, and I
You
sincerely
definitely have.
apologize. So, do we have
Maybe it
Simon on
fell
the
off
chat
when I
today?
hit you?
I'm sorry.
I said maybe it fell off when I hit him.
Yeah, maybe.
It's probably out there on the track somewhere. So, do we have Simon on the chat?
Mine.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, mate, 2 good races. I don't know. I was going to say two good races in the sense that you were very, very fast, but the track was very, very evil once again.
No, I weren't very, very fast.
Let
I
me
reached
take.
the slowest lap in that last race.
Well, in the last race, to be fair, but you had lots of really good laps, Simon. I'm trying to be positive. I'm trying to be a positive influence in your life, son.
All right, yeah. Okay. I'm just looking at this picture of Paris Hilton on feed, and I'm thinking she had her shopping in my fucking boot.
Well, now we know what slowed you down. Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
You got a babe sitting beside you. Okay. I'll tell you what, that's 120 pounds. I wouldn't mind sitting in the passenger seat right there. Tell you
Is that
what.
a euphemism, Greg?
Could be. So, Rob, congratulations on. I was gonna say, okay, Rob, we gotta wind this up. It's late, Rob. Before I get in trouble with my wife, Rob, are you there?
Yeah, I mean, like,
Some really good times on track. Bad luck again with the penalties. Every time it seemed like you were going to get a podium finish, they would scorch you.
I mean, I'm trying to keep my Tourette's in check because I really want to let it loose. Quite frankly,
We're all friends here.
That was tricky. It was just literally every other lap. I was the new
Oh yeah,
penalty king.
Oh, and just when you had it coming on, like Nick would get a penalty in front of you, and you're like, yes, no.
Yeah.
You get a second cut off your time.
Yeah, not a good car and combo race combo for me today, but yeah, still good fun.
Yeah, she's a little tough. She's a little tough to race. I'll admit.
She's
Even
a
the racing
bitch.
side.
She's an absolute bitch.
She's a bitch, girl. She's gone too far. Scruffy Toff. How's me, mate?
Good evening, Gregory.
Great race at the end there. I mean, in terms of what the stream was seeing, that was a shit race for you. Everybody on TV loved it.
I mean, I started off well, and I think Simon tagged me on the first race in the first corner.
It was a love tap,
and that was the end of that. But no,
It was
bless him.
unintentional.
He had. Oh no, I know. He hung back, let me through, and but it was kind of done by then. The second race was all me. I think I walloped into the back of Travis, corner 1, lap 2, and ended up
yes.
tried, braked, went sideways straight into the barrier. 20 seconds behind. Good night, Vienna.
Yeah, good indeed. And
I got to be honest, Splasser, bless him, at the end. I think he got a massive penalty, and I said, I can't actually do this. I've driven this race so badly. You know what? I'm going to take a wide. Like, you just go through, sunshine. You deserve it more than I do. It was absolutely a shit show.
That. Jesus.
It was an absolute shit show from me tonight. So I did well in quali, to be fair.
you did well in the race too, to be
It's
fair.
just my favorite bloody Nebraskan beat me again, but.
You were 3/1000ths of a second behind an absolute jet fighter. So I think you shouldn't hang your head over that.
Don't think I didn't notice that. And I wasn't cursing Mr. Mayo.
Well, gentlemen, as I put up a picture of the one LFA driver I didn't know about until today, Mr. Mohammed bin Sulayem, he does something, I'm not sure what. But as we look at his picture fade off in the distance, I want to thank everybody for a cracking race today. It was a great deal of fun, and I can't wait to do it again. So, folks, on behalf of Generation X Racing, I want to bid you a fond farewell until next time, which is tomorrow, featuring this fine feathered gentleman, Mr. Marky B, who gave us quite a show, if not a great race. And we're gonna call it a night, folks. So thanks for joining us.
LFA shit.
Thanks for having the final word, Simon. Good night, everybody.
Say all of us.
Good night.
Thank you.
Cheers, Greg.